Hey y'all. So this is an interview that Rocky and Tasha did 10 years ago. It was from the Joyce Little Show with Miss Sophia. Okay, from 10 years ago. Just hear how Rocky talking cash stuff and how Tasha sitting there and let him talk cash stuff. Because I just want to point out that none of this conversation, dogging other people, dogging Kandi, is new. Because again, this interview was from 10 years ago. The fact that back then Tasha only had she only had Twitter and Facebook. IG did not even exist back then. I sped up the voices because there's music playing in the background, and I can't have that because I'll get flagged. So Rocky is there. Rocky is the male voice you hear. He's off to the side. Even though it's sped up, you can still hear that's Rocky's voice. I just want to point out, Rocky been messy for years. Rocky been doing this. Rocky usually speak up for whatever's going on. So the fact that Rocky being real quiet now, that means something to me. But listen how he talk about Kandi and Tasha just sitting there not saying much, okay? But please make sure to subscribe. Please make sure to like the video. Follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG and also on Twitter and TikTok, okay? Tasha and Rocky been messy for years. For years. They have hated Kandi for years, okay? So no one should believe they just all of a sudden started saying stuff about Kandi. No, again, this is from 10 years ago. And it's messy. But start listening. Bye.
But the bottom line is, you all had something really great going. And when you got something really great, and you were selling daggum music like crazy. Hell, on the Quiet Storm, I played 5 or 6 cuts of y'all every daggum night. Yeah, every show we open up with y'all. Okay. The drag girl. So, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. You the manager, what? You ain't got nothing to lose. What was the deal? Put the camera on. Wait, come move the camera on.
Oh my
Come on.
God.
You don't want to be on camera? Well, hell, take my mic. Just say it. Just say it. Just say it.
I mean, just honestly speaking, the girls, with Kandi, I'm gonna say Kandi, she just didn't appreciate the fact that Tasha was moving to the front of the scene, and it bothered her. She said that they weren't Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5, but when Babyface or Joe or Jermaine would say, or Warren Campbell would say, we want Tasha to lead the song, she had a problem with it. She would walk out the studio, she would throw fits. They'll have meetings, and she just had a big problem with it. I'm not ashamed to say it because it's what happened.
Exactly.
And Kandi has done a million interviews down in Tasha, bragging about how much money she's made doing reality TV or writing songs. But if the truth was told, she know how she got to write those songs, and those songs didn't last. You know what I'm saying? Tasha never said anything. I was watching an interview on thisis50.com. The guy said, why did Escape break up? And Kandi said, he was like, was it the big girl? She said, yeah. Now, this your group mate. Kandi, nobody liked Kandi. And Tasha and them treated her like a sister. I don't care how much money she made. When Kandi's brother passed, they were there for her. That was Kandi's life, her brother. Kandi should have put all her differences to the side and said, regardless of what we went through as a group, you all are my sisters. So I don't care how much money I make or what's going on. At the end of the day, we have a history together. But instead, she took joy in making a lot of money and thinking that Tasha didn't have no money. Thinking they were broke. Thinking just because she did what she did, she was the cream of the crop. Hey, none of these girls are... some of them are true housewives, but, they came out singing. So, give people what they want, the voice. And that's what Tasha's coming back to give them. And, Kandi just never appreciated it. And Tamika said it about Kandi sleeping with Jermaine. Hey, it is what it is. It was what it was.
So I was on to something.
Oh, God.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Died around, slept with who? Gary.
So,
They always thought that's the only way you can become the lead singer. You got to sleep with. Thank you for that information.
But
That's not the only way
y'all
you become
ask yourself this question. I want to be real. Now, Tasha signed to So Def. The big problem happened on Traces of My Lipstick in 1998. All Tasha said, I never forget the meeting, she said, I just want to express myself. Since everybody's having a problem with me lead singing, I just want to do a solo album. Jermaine said, I think that's great. Let's do it. Hey, girls, we're going to do the 4th Escape album when she finishes because y'all keep complaining about her singing, so let her do an album. So Kandi had a problem with that. I mean, that was the beginning of the end. I'm talking about all hell broke loose. And it just so happened Tasha led on all the songs on Trace on My Lipstick, every song. And that was the problem. So she wanted to do a solo album so that the group wouldn't be slighted. Well, what happened was Jermaine signed Tasha through Columbia. Kandi found a way to get signed to Columbia, who Jermaine's dad was the head of black music of Columbia. So then they signed Kandi directly. Now, how is it that Kandi's album came out and Tasha's album never came out? Tasha signed to So So Def, Jermaine's company, which was a subsidiary of Columbia.
Right.
Columbia signed Kandi directly. Kandi's album came out. Tasha's never came out. Now, people put two and two together all you want to. I'm telling you what it really is. See, Tasha be politically correct and want to talk about it. I don't have nothing to lose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She don't either because her talent speaks for herself. But I'm tired of, for 12 years, this girl had
To watch Tiny and Kandi win Grammys. Kandi gave Kandi. She supported. Kandi gave Tiny writers credit.
Kandi made it clear. I ain't write much, but she did it to spite Tasha. So they won a Grammy. Tasha still supported. They were on TV every day. Tasha still supported. For 10, 12 years, she found herself. She trained. She became a vegetarian. Just took care of, her son and just was being true to herself. But every time she turned on the blog site, the TV, Kandi talking about her. A certain person wanted to go solo. Why are you so bitter? You still trying to make people think it was Tasha when it was really her. At the end of the day, it was her. They came back.
Solo and came back. So I don't,
Matter of fact, Escape came back with What's Up. Kandi didn't want to come back because she was upset because when they decided to do the group, they were going to do the group. Tasha had said, I'm not going to do my album. We'll do the group. But Kandi they gave her a leaving member notice. So she was put out the group. Well, she never, that ticked her off. So I guess when she got a little money, she felt like she was going to rub it in and make Tasha the victim or make it seem like it was Tasha. So I'm telling all the fans, I'm telling you straight up and down. And you can put the camera on me if you want to. Tasha did not break up the group Escape. She did not break up the group Escape.
That kind of makes sense when you talk about when the What's Up record came out, when you bring that up. Because I remember being when I was at CBS and that record came out, and I was playing on the mix show at 5 o'clock. And my program director came in to me and was kind of, he never said don't play the record, but he asked me why I was playing the record. I said because the record was hot. And it seemed like he was catching grief from somebody at Columbia that was hating on that particular record. You know what I'm saying, when it came out. Because I know how those politics go. And I'm like, okay, you're threatening to not have any of your Columbia artists come to a radio station because I'm playing this one record.
Yeah.
What's the problem? What's the real problem?
Man, it just got down and dirty. And, and I'm glad Tasha's taking a high road. She won't speak on a lot of things. But, sometimes it's good for people to know because, for the last 10, 12 years, how many years y'all been seeing Kandi on TV and Housewives and acting like she Miss Goody Two-Shoes? She's not.
She is. You missed a couple of episodes.
Yeah,
you found out now.
Anytime you tell somebody you can take care of everybody in the god doggone room, that ain't something you say.
Honestly, by now, there should have been a reunion with Escape on Housewives, but since it hadn't been a reunion with Escape on Housewives, we kind of figured it was something going on.
Ask this question: why never Tasha on any of the shows?
Like, why not?
Why not? Why not even talk about them? If you look at the introduction to any of their shows, they don't even talk about where they came from. The group Escape.
If we look at it from a business perspective and whatnot, they gain more ratings just because of that.
Yeah, I mean,
why not?
BT asked the other day, would it be Escape? They came to Tasha. She got something that she's doing at the awards, and they like, can we get an Escape reunion? VH1, can we get an Escape reunion? But why are they asking this? Because Tasha has a record out now, and you feel what Escape brought to the table, singing. Now they ain't asked this
and
when
her
you just
voice.
and a voice.
And that's the thing. I mean, she was the one, and I'm gonna scream on somebody's mic, but she was the one. I want you to keep yours. But I mean, she was the one that had the voice, and you and your sister, you all had the voice. I mean, you can listen to some of her new stuff. It's hot for the moment because she was on the Real Housewives, but it doesn't last. I mean, because she doesn't have the voice. Does she have the writing skills? Yeah, possibly. Yeah. But the voice doesn't. The voice doesn't last.
Well, we can talk about the writing too. Everybody think Kandi is a great writer. Tasha was writing when it was Escape. And then she would. Now, Kandi did write some, but she had a problem with Jermaine letting Tasha write all the time. Like, this is just the truth nobody's willing to talk about. I'm not downing them. I'm telling the truth because she had a platform where she could have taken a high road and said, I missed the group. We were great. She won't talk about Escape. She won't mention them. Why are we even talking about Kandi? Because she was in Escape. You know what I'm saying? Kandi is doing what she really was all about all along, sex toys.
No, but from what you said, Kandi has gotten to where she is because her little potato salad has been around. And now she no longer has potato salad, she has mashed potatoes.
Well, I'm just saying.
Daddy beat it up too?
Oh, I'm not. No comment.
All I'm saying.
I'm not.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
He overdosed something.
Yeah, I'm not even going there. I mean, and the bottom line is, can you hear me, Herb?
Yeah, I hear you.
The bottom line is, it's not about being messy. At least for some of us.
Yeah, that's how I make my living. Don't hate on my hustle.
Right.
It's not about being messy, but I think as a promoter of good music, by being a personality, whether it was back in the day when I was on the Quiet Storm and what we're doing here today, is helping people understand why such a talented group that had such repertoire of hits just left, just gone.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't by choice for me.
No, I went by
Lord
choice.
have mercy.
not
No,
for
I'm
me.
just, you got my wheels spinning over here.
No, I mean the truth should be told though. Like if the group is gonna get back together, they should address what it really was. Kandi don't have to. Like you say, she don't need escape. I mean, she probably made whatever money. She's making a lot of money doing the sex toys, whatever. But at the end of the day, the fans are the ones that.
I'm saying.
That's who got us to where we are now.
Be the
so-
first one to try to put you on stage because of the love that I have for quality music and great voices and artistry. Would be the first, like, let's do it. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I look at it like TLC. TLC did this reality show, you know, trying to replace The Voice. So I'm saying y'all could get together
See-
and go and
see
do a
what
show,
you-
cause y'all, which y'all really mean. I don't know if I really want to.
No, I think
without her?
But honestly speaking, the fans want to see the whole group.
But if the fans,
But I'm
but if
saying,
you
and
tell the story and the fans get an understanding of why she's not there, I'm sure they won't mind her being replaced too.
Well, they probably would, but you know what? Escape overall the 4 original members, and I mean, I have no dislike toward any of the girls because I did manage the whole group. What I'm saying is, collectively, they were the best female group vocally that I've ever seen assembled.
But
That's why we're
If-
so adamant about trying to bring the thing back.
if
Because
plan
you're right.
A don't work, you gotta have a plan B.
You got to get where we need to start.
if plan A don't work, you have to have a plan B. And if the bitch is cutting up, I say replace her.
But I mean, the thing of it is when you start a campaign, it has to start from something.
Right.
And if the three of you, because let's keep it real, he can play how many 6, 7, 8 songs where it's just you and your sister blowing everybody away. So that's the basis of the group right there.
Hold on.
What?
But if we're gonna try to get the group together, you cannot just put her out there like that.
Yeah, you can.
That's why they hating on her now, girl. Because
Well, I
they
mean,
knew that.
but the bottom line of it is you put what you have to work with because it's still quality.
But can I
And
ask
then
y'all a
you have
question?
you have folks saying, well, what? Well, why? Well, what? That gets attention.
But can I ask a question? What
No,
about?
we don't want to ask the question till you
Right,
just
right,
ask
right. No,
now.
I got a question. I got an honest question. Okay, so Beyonce left Destiny Child, right? And she went on to have a very successful, lucrative career, right? And that's only because Beyonce knew the talent that she had, and she was willing and to go to any extreme to show that you guys like me just as much as you like the group. Well, I think that the fans are gonna enjoy young and old Tasha just as much now. The whole purpose of her dropping TNTB, which stands for Truth in the Booth, and that happened just from her being in the studio. And one of the engineers was like, "You don't use auto tune or nothing." He was like, "Nah." He was like, "You're recording these songs in like an hour, like, and you're stacking and matching the vocal." He was like, "That's unheard of." He's like, "That's the truth." So that's how we came up with it. But that's what Joe and Babyface and Jermaine Dupri knew, and R. Kelly, they all knew that. And that's what the girls knew. So I think when she puts out Truth in the Booth, which has, you know, probably 2 features of them on it, you know, one of them for sure right now is Wale, which is his current. She's just trying to reach the youth and say, hey, look, you don't have to do auto-tunes. Whoever you are and you have talent, I'm going to sing these records. And the same way you like Nicki Minaj, I'm going to put out a free album, a mixtape, which no R&B artist is doing. They don't want to do it because they can't record as fast or they're afraid that they may take a good song and don't profit from it. Well, she about to put out a mixtape that's just as good as Escape's album and give it away. And guess what? When her album comes out, if you really like music and you really enjoyed this, which is the same thing Nicki Minaj did, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Drake, and all of them, they reached the masses by saying, we confident in our trade and our gift. She's confident. She's back. So give it away.
Although you don't do all these little gimmicks and everything, know from the get-go that you up against that. And then you have to have in your mind your own definition of what your success is. Don't let somebody else define what, you know, when you become successful. Long as you have your definition of what success is and you are happy with your success, that's all that matters.
Hello. Because I mean,
Hello.
I mean, because one of the things that you talked about was esteem. You know, having self-esteem, and I'm sure the industry didn't help it. You know, at all.
You know, I was known as the big girl for a long time. People didn't even know my name, and that's why I said, okay, I got to get out there, and I'm LaTocha.
I mean,
I'm
but
not the big girl.
I mean the struggles that even what's her name, Kelly Price,
Yeah.
phenomenal singer.
Yes.
Cut the mic off and go on at it, girl.
Yes.
But unfortunately, that big girl stigma, you know, hung on. It's a bad thing, but it's unfortunately it's reality.
And I mean, when Oprah, because the winner of the Oprah talent search, that girl was big. Now, if you can't be successful and Oprah is backing you, then it's really something wrong with the industry.
Right, it is.
So the plan is
What's the plan?
What's the plan? What's the plan? What's going on with LaTocha and the plan in reintroducing herself? And as a matter of fact, we got the single. Tell us about the single. Herb going to play it, and then we'll come
It's
back.
called Bad Timing. It's really self-explanatory. You meet that person, you think it's the right time, but it's all wrong.
Before Miss Sophia say something else.
Oh gosh.
Y'all, they was playing her song. I was fast forwarding through it. I didn't want to hear it. Has anybody ever heard of the song Bad Timing? Did y'all like the song Bad Timing? I don't know what it is. It seems to not have built up her career. So
But we want to give it up to LaTocha Scott for,
Bad timing.
still having a passion for what she do. The song is called Bad Timing. It can be found where?
iTunes.
Because I hear, when they got it out there, 100,000
Over.
hits, purchases right there.
So Mary Wells, while you run around here being bitter at Diana Ross, just get you a little single and put it on.
And then they can follow on Twitter. Like she had 2,000 followers, and then in like a week she had 400,000.
So I mean, the social network is the place to go. I mean, the bottom line, follow on Twitter at
I am LaTocha.
I am LaTocha. That's LATOCHA.
Yes.
You see, love my life in the chat room. She said, I miss Escape. We do too, girl, but we gonna get her back together. I'm gonna go talk to that. I'm gonna go talk to her. Yeah, that's my homegirl. I'm gonna talk
And
to her.
then your Facebook is what?
You know what? It's LaTocha Scott.
It's LaTocha Scott. LATOCHA Scott. So find her on Facebook, find her on Twitter. Just find her. If you are a lover of real music and real people doing real things and knowing that you can't change man, no way, no how. You just gotta do you.
Hold up. I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
You can't change man.
Yes, you can. Look what I did.
So as I said at the beginning, this is a 10-year-old video just showing how Rocky and Tasha have always been talking cash money shit about Kandi. Okay, also, let's not forget, did her album do anything? Do anybody remember the mixtape? Does anybody remember anything? I don't think so. And also, think about in this interview, which was supposed to be with Tasha, why did Rocky speak for more than half of the video? Why? Because he's always talking for her. Anyway, y'all, I hope y'all like this video. It was just a little recap, reintroduction to the BS of Rocky from years ago. Okay? Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to like the video. Also, follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, also Twitter. Again, the internet never forgets. Okay? Rocky and Tasha can't act like they wasn't always around here being messy boots before anybody knew about being messy boots. How you was messy before Instagram? Out there being messy on Twitter. Anyway, y'all,